And welcome back to another week of The Take. Today's guest, Aaron Simmons. Happy to have him on. One of my old buddies back in the day from football. So another quarterback from the...
How you doing?
From the Lambda crew, right?
Yeah, there's only one.
Yeah.
Brian, Billy, and Aaron.
That was Eric Cutsmith. I mean,
no,
not
it was
Cutsmith.
Salisbury.
No, it was Eric...
Lundgren.
Lundgren, yeah.
Yeah, Salisbury joined in too.
Yeah, Salisbury was always there. Brian...
He was the tri-lamb.
He was. Anyway, we're here to talk today about a little football. You know, we're going to talk about that, get that out of the way. Your son right now is playing for the Vikings, correct?
Both of them.
Both of them are playing,
Yeah.
huh? That's pretty good.
12 and 13.
That's not bad. We're starting, what positions are they playing?
Little A, who's actually 13. He's on the A squad, and he's wide receiver. And he's come out of nowhere this year just to become, like, the man. It's unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because, you know, everybody talks good about their kids and stuff, but two of his coaches have come up on different weeks to me and said, what's going on with your kid from last year to this year? I was like, I don't know. I only taught him how to squeeze the ball to make it pop, you know, to catch. He's doing stuff I can't even believe. His speed change, his stride, his tackling ability. He like squares up now when he hits. It's just like he's crushing people. I'm like, what's going on with this timid kid? But yeah, he really turned it up.
Now, does that help your the younger son anyway, or?
No, because the younger son is already kind of implanted as, you know, the I don't know, incumbent everything. He goes out there, he just naturally just does stuff. I don't know where it comes from, but I think it's my father and my wife's father. The two fathers were great athletes. I was okay.
Yeah.
It's like supercharged into Kyle, and now I see it coming out of Aaron. I'm like, wow. It's pretty neat. My wife's really athletic, too. That's the key.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you put two together.
Then it'd be good.
Yeah.
So it's only like 1.5, what you're saying?
Yeah.
But they say sometimes it skips a generation.
It did.
Yeah.
Oh, it skipped all right.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just like one grandfather had it and gave it to one of the kids. It was like both grandfathers supercharged definitely into Kyle with baseball.
Yeah.
And like I said with Aaron, he's got certain things that Kyle doesn't have. It's like each son has different things. So
Yeah.
in other words, I'm pretty proud right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
I usually, you know, I'm not like dying to be for my kids. I don't want to live vicariously through them. It's happening on its own. I don't have to do.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, it's on autopilot, which is really cool. I don't have to be there. I don't have to do anything, you know, with coaching or whatever, which I do, but they're just doing it on their own.
Do you seem like they listen to you, or do they listen to others, or do you have to tell somebody?
When they were little, they listened to me because I was definitely a dad in the backyard with them.
Yeah.
A lot, you know. But, you know, after a while, like when your body starts breaking down, you can't throw 300 pitches every night. So
that's why you got the two boys.
Yeah.
You tell them, hey,
I used to do 150 to Kyle, 150 to Aaron, and my arm would just be hanging. You know, that's baseball. That's another story.
But I have to say, out of all the people I played with, you were the most fun, even in a loss, to go home on a bus with.
Yeah, I guess you'd say it's a class clown. And it is in the yearbook, huh?
Yeah, no, it really is. So.
That's funny.
No, we used to have some fun back. I remember because you used to sit with me all the time, and we did lose a lot. So
I know it'd be quiet on the bus, and you're not supposed to say a peep. You're driving, it's silent. You hear something bust out in the back.
So if Coach Borelli's watching this right now, it was all Aaron's fault.
Oh.
It had nothing to do with it. So, you know. Coach,
Ludo.
He's probably out there watching and saying, you know.
I love Coach Borelli, actually.
He's a great guy.
I see him I saw him a lot last year, and I walk right by him. I don't know if he even knows who I was. You never know. I had the long hair, you know, the long-haired hippie quarterback.
You were.
All the long-haired hippie guys in Wallingford, they used to run around with the hair flowing out the back. Vinny Paggio.
Yeah?
See, I'd rather be like him. Mike Shook.
Mike Shook.
Great players with the flowing locks.
think Keith even had a little bit, right?
Huh?
Even Keith shook out a little bit too, didn't
Yeah,
he? Yeah, a little bit, not as.
John Santiago had a little for a while. Brian had a little for a while. Salisbury. Yeah.
They
I
did.
guess he had to. Who else? If I think, I'll probably come up with a couple more.
Yeah, they were all. I can't think of his name, but.
Bill didn't always have a butch.
Yeah, I did. At least since you knew me, I did. This happened in 8th grade, so.
No,
Yeah.
it was a little bit different, right?
No.
Same ever since?
Same since you saw me, yeah.
You know
remember
what?
Mr. DiMiolo's class?
I guess I can't picture you with any different hair. You're right. Wow, I should stare at you more.
Yeah, this is the same. This is the same thing. It hasn't changed since 8th grade, so I decided, you know what, this is what I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's easy. Get out of the shower, throw a little mousse in, boom, done. I'm good to go. So I didn't have the hair like you. You had the striper stuff going on. Long hair. It took a while to...
Striper, Bon Jovi, Great White, whatever you want to call it. Scorpions. Yeah.
Now you let your kids, they can have long hair too?
Aaron's growing his right now.
Yeah.
He's probably going for the Tommy Brady, Eric Decker kind of look. But I'm not sure where he's gonna end up with that. His mom wants him to cut it. Kyle's hair is shorter than yours all the time, so I did get Aaron to do a flat top a couple times, call it a Detroit. And then one time he did a high top fade and ended up looking like Q-Tip, so I started calling him Q-Tip.
Wow. Now, with the kids that are down there in the Vikings right now, do you see them, are they looking forward to playing on the next level at Sheehan and Lyman Hall, or what are they saying at that level?
Bill, I'm glad you asked me that question.
There you go. Well, they don't have an
No,
answer. No, you do.
Everybody looks forward to high school football, and it's funny because it looks to me like 2/3 of our team is going to Sheehan. From what I see with the squads in A and B, if you look at the numbers of who's on what side of town. So, it's just the great unknown for them as far as what's coming up next. But yeah, Aaron's looking forward to. But right now we're still concentrating on what they're involved in because we're going into the playoffs and stuff. We're going to see where we end up this week.
That's pretty good.
And my younger son's on a bye.
How many games do you have left?
One
That's
game
it,
each, and then that kind of shows us what's going to happen with playoffs. I want to ask you what's going on with your sons.
My sons, I have Billy. He's home now, so from school, and I have Jeremy. He's in New Hampshire, so I'm watching him.
What's he doing up there?
He got moved to quarterback a couple of weeks ago. So
really?
So it's been fun. So.
Like University of New Hampshire?
No, he's just prep school. He's prepping for a year. He wants to get into.
He
wants to try to see where he can go. Try to get into one of the Ivy schools. I know Harvard's been saying some things about him, and so we'll hope for the best and see where he goes from there. So.
Yeah, I haven't asked you lately what's been going on.
Yeah, they're always working on something. Always trying to get them to. I know Jeremy right now. He's really been working hard, and it's kind of tough because he's away from home, so it's a little different. Than driving 3 hours to go see him, but it's fun. It's always a good thing. But I'm pretty hands-on with them because I don't know how you are. Like you say, you're that dad in the backyard, and that's how I was when I was growing up. But now it's like you see him, and I'll give him
You can tweak him a little.
Oh yeah. I'll sit there and I'll say, listen, I need this, and
I still tweak both kids.
yeah.
Aaron lately doesn't need any tweaking. He's going, like I'm saying, it's something that's just like shooting out at him that I'm just going to let it ride.
Just let it ride. Yeah.
There's something here or there you can mention to him. Kyle, on the other hand, you got to get right back in there with him about his footwork or nuance, little subtle things about fakes and stuff that you want to make sure he's remembering, or bootlegging and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When they're at 11 or 12, they don't really remember about follow through. They kind of get the handoff to somebody, and they're all happy about it. And then Kyle usually peels back, hits somebody, like lays out at the end that's going after the play.
Yeah.
And they don't expect that from a quarterback.
No.
So Kyle will take him half the time. Kyle, you can go play on the line if you want, if we're short linemen, because we have other quarterbacks. We did for a couple weeks. Put him right on the line, playing tackle.
Jeez.
Go ahead. last year, we put him at nose tackle on defense.
Yeah.
He plays, linebacker, quarterback, tight end. He's really versatile as far as all that goes. So is Aaron. But Aaron would be good at running back, maybe quarterback. We haven't, tried it with him yet, but he's getting interested in that. But he's such a good receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'd even want to mess with it and try to teach him a whole nother ball of wax. Like Kyle, for example. I was in Montana at my brother's funeral when Kyle's first season came, where I got phone calls from some friends like, you should see Kyle, he's out there, they threw him in at quarterback. I was like, really? He ran 3 touchdowns in. I'm like, at the Jamboree. I was like, wow, I wasn't even here to see it. So it was pretty impressive to hear that kind of stuff.
No, you could run. I remember you used to be able to run back at the day.
That's all I could do. And I could huck you a pass. And I look good warming up on the sidelines. I mean, like, fire the ball there. Like, stick it right in your mouthpiece every time, But get out there, you get all jittery when the lights are on you. You're like running around. There's nobody blocking.
Oh, yeah.
Half my linemen were smoking weed. I'm not kidding. I'm not going to mention any names. I was like,
those are my
and I didn't find out. I didn't find that out until later. Like, you guys really used to do that before football games?
Oh, great.
Like, thanks a lot. But it's on both sides of town, so hopefully nowadays the kids aren't doing that. I am talking about, 20 some odd years ago.
Yeah.
I guess it was, I don't know if it was cooler for people, but no wonder I got sacked. One time I got sacked 10 times in one game. 10. That's right, 10.
Yeah, we had a lot of sacks. That was one thing I'll never forget. Yeah.
We had tons of sacks, especially that big sack. Like, remember that time Borelli was talking to the team?
I don't know if we can mention that.
Don't worry. No, I'm just saying that was the biggest sack I ever saw. The guy came around the blind side, and like, boom! It was like that blew up in our faces.
Yeah, I do remember that.
No, the guy wouldn't block.
No.
No.
That was tough. Yeah, back in the day.
He was just in the wrong stance. Next thing you know, the guy blows by him, and there's the big sack, blows up the quarterback.
That's it.
The whole team just made that face, the gas face. It was so bad the whole team made a face.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Was it. That's crazy. Some funny stuff.
Yeah, that's the class clown coming out.
Yeah. We got that a lot in art class.
Remember art class?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. We could talk about art class.
I don't know if we can talk about that either.
Yeah, you can. Remember when I got pulled up by my ear?
Yeah, I do. I was just talking about it about an hour ago. I was like, oh,
It used to be, grab the hair, pull it out. Aaron, get out. And I was a good artist, too.
You were a great artist, actually. That was the funny thing about it, because we were stuck in art together, and I couldn't draw for anything, and then you could draw anything, so that was funny.
I know, what a waste, right?
Yeah.
I get kicked right out of there because I'd be teasing some kid next to me with making clay and then like whack him in the head with it.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
The Jimmy. So, yeah, they had the, no, I still have the Dan Marino that you drew me, though.
Really?
Yeah, I still have that. Back in art class,
That's
I was like,
funny.
Just draw me that Dan Marino. You were trying to draw me Dan Fouts, I think.
I want to see that again.
Yeah. I do have that. It's in my
I remember I
scrapbook.
drew a picture of Mike Shook one time just because I was just drawing like a lineman, and it started to look like Mike because I put the neck roll on it.
Yeah.
And it was like, it could have been Mark Gastineau or somebody, but it ended up, I put the 79 on there. It was like, looked just like Mike. I was like, here, Mike, take this. I think I gave it to him.
Yeah.
Or did I keep it? I don't remember.
I don't know. Never drew one of me.
Oh, I would have if I stayed around.
He had 2 years with me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
We ended practice, you and I together. Remember that?
Yeah.
I threw the ball in your face mask. They finally called practice because there was no lights down at the field.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was. It was the first class. I just threw it over there, and you're like, ugh. You're like, coach. And it just came with the football in your face mask.
Yeah.
That was great. So, it wasn't for you. But
Can't believe how many different centers we had.
yeah, we had a ton.
We just went through them like 6 or 7 guys. Like, Hey, remember in high school I used to go like this to you all the time? It's like, well, couldn't you have just had one center?
Yeah, we had a ton. But no, seeing your kids, I want to, at least I have somebody to look forward to coming up because, I do know a couple of kids that are playing now, but
Yeah.
later on, go watch some kids and, say, hey,
Yeah, if Aaron sticks with it. Speaking of high school, though, he is thinking about, going to a different school or, trying to get into Xavier, because some friends are doing it, but based on the athletics, too, because I don't know if our programs are heading in the right direction. There's some doubts about.
Well, that's the
certain
thing. I
things.
think that we hear a lot about that is that, we're losing a lot of kids to, surrounding schools. Not so much, not the Cheshires or the Meridans, but like you say, the Xaviers or the Notre Dames that they're going to, and they're doing that for athletic purposes. And, I don't know if that's, something. Have the coaches been down there? I know that Rob Marone is now not, he's no longer with Lyman Hall, but
It's kind of a shock because he's such a hard-working coach,
he is.
as far as I know.
Yeah,
He was always coming down to the field, to try to integrate things with us and have meetings with us and stuff. So it seemed like he would have got another year or two out of it, at least.
No, I thought that he was the right, person for that job. I know that some parents don't, maybe they didn't like his methods or whatever. Or, I know parents think that.
Is that why
kids,
he got ousted?
I don't think so. I don't think it's for that reason. I mean, I hope not. I just think it's, I've been hearing other things and.
Maybe he got burnt out and wasn't getting results.
He didn't seem like that type of guy, though. I just saw him.
So you don't know why he's not there anymore?
No, I'm trying to
I don't either.
Trying to get him down here, try to get him on the show, see if he can, answer some of these questions. He's a stand-up guy. So
Come on down.
Come on down is right.
Yeah.
But he's a stand-up guy, and he's a Lyman Hall guy.
I'd love to get all the coaches that I've met recently or that are involved, just talk about the programs, high school. Get some coaches from the Vikings down here, talk about all this stuff, because we really do have to try to condense things and get Vikings on the same page as Lyman Hall and or Sheehan, if not combine the high schools, like there's been rumors about, or not rumors but wishes and lots of talking and blogging and all kinds of stuff about why we should. It's kind of weird, even if you keep both schools intact, kids can bus to different schools for different classes. It's not like you have to close down a school and overcrowd another.
No, I mean, you could. I mean, they did that with the lacrosse when it was first starting. They called them the Tritons, and they both had a team, and I think that's something that they can do.
Tritons, they should do that now.
Yeah.
They should Triton the whole town.
Let's Triton the town. Just,
lightning
we'd be more
bolt
competitive.
The Trojans up. Let's go.
We'd be definitely more competitive. I mean, that's what we're looking for. That's what we need, because the numbers, that's, I know Sheehan has low numbers and Lyman Hall has low numbers, and like you say, some kids are going to other schools, and we can either need to kind of get them back on our teams, or somehow find a way to, like you say, maybe combine the two teams. But I think that goes back to kids are a little different nowadays than it was when we played. We wanted to play, we wanted to.
A lot different.
Yeah,
not a little.
It is. It's like night and day, and it's sad because we're out here, and I just remember being in my backyard, just throwing passes, just to try to get that starting position. Or
I actually used to get up and go jogging and run miles and miles and miles with a football in my hands, practicing options while I'm running, just whatever I was doing, but thinking about something and being driven on my own.
Yeah.
I didn't have my dad around. The coach didn't tell me to do it. Yeah, driven to do it on your own.
No, exactly.
I mean, our kids probably still have it too, but the majority, I don't know, they got to be pushed so hard, and if they're pushed too hard, then there's a fine balance between that too. So
yeah, they shut down. That's the thing. They just, I don't know. It's a tough thing because you get to a certain level, and there's going to be competition. And
a lot
think
of
that the parents don't understand that going into high school is, their kid may not be the number one anymore, and you have to kind of explain to your kid, if you want that, you got to go get it. And I think that's where we've kind of really watered down the talent, because we've been giving kids trophies through
Johnny gets a trophy.
Yeah, whatever sport. You know, we've been given you got a trophy for just.
No, Johnny gets a trophy.
That's
the whole town.
That is,
and that's fine because I've coached kids in all the sports, and you get a relationship with all the kids, and you know, you want them to be happy, even if you know they're not one of the better players. You know, you still work with them. You give them all you can as far as helping them with the things you think that they can use, but they get a trophy. And some kids don't care about the trophy, and some kids are all happy about it. But yeah, it's just kind of like cookie cutters now. You know, it's like, but at the end, you see which kids really do care more, and where there's a little more heart because of the competition that's coming.
Well, that's what it is. I think that, you know, like we were saying, you were a great artist. I wasn't, but do I deserve an A if I draw, you know, a terrible stick figure of Dan Marino, but you draw
or a sausage?
Yeah, all the, you know, that's exactly. I remember being in that class and you were drawing plants, and somehow I drew a fish, and I just continued drawing a fish because I was like, this is the best fish I ever drew in my life.
I taught you how to put details in.
Yeah,
and then in football, you taught me how to get your hand under there better, you know, like really rub the edge, you know, like don't lose that ball.
No, that's what
Don't worry about the cup.
Yeah. Rich L'Oreal has stories about that, so yeah.
And then I taught you how to pass.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. That's what you did.
Believe it or not, everybody gets a little bit of something from somebody else, you know?
No, that's what it is. You always take something. Even, you know, my uncle used to tell me all the time. He said, even if it was somebody, he goes, you can watch the worst quarterback in the league, just do the opposite.
Or you might have a good follow-through, and you're like, well, he does have something good.
Yeah, or your grip. I mean, you could change your grips on different things. You look at all the quarterbacks in the league, I bet 90% of them have different grip than the other guy.
Even if you look around the NFL, there's guys that they're considered journeymen or something, but they're still, you know, like Kyle Orton right now in Buffalo.
Yeah.
He's really doing something up there, you know. But there's not much to look at, but he's good.
He is.
You know?
Certain things he does, you know. He's not the greatest in the world. He never will be a great quarterback, but
you never know. Maybe he could have been.
He could have been.
Put him on the 49ers with Bill Walsh. Maybe he was better than Montana. If Montana had a great team around, we don't know that.
Yeah. No, so you just got to try to. I think that's where coaches need to kind of. If I was to say something about coaches, is try to find the people that you have and take those kids and evaluate their talents and then build a team around them. You can't really in high school. You can't really say, well, we're going to run this because every year it could change. I mean, you could have, it could work this year, but next year it could be totally different. So I think in high school that's where it changes. Whereas college, you know, you can go recruit 3 guys that are pretty much the same, you know, if the same quarterback or the same running back or the same receiver. So you can recruit those guys and say, hey, you know, okay, so if Johnny does go down, well, you know, I got Aaron in the backup and he's, you know, he's right there. You know, he may be a little less, but you know, he's right to this standard, you know, pretty close to it. So that's something that I think that at least the schools around here need to do. I don't know, because Cheshire every year, they seem like they're winning and they seem like they're doing their thing.
North Haven.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that coming in to us next year. We have different kids coming back and coming up, and another kid coming from another town. We're going to have an infusion of great running backs. Like, we're going to have just too many to have 2 in at a time, or 1 or whatever, and try to run a passing game. We got to do, you know, use what you have, like mold your offense around the talent that you have for each year.
Right. Well, so then, like, just per se, like Sheehan runs a spread offense. So spread offense really wouldn't be the greatest thing to be running for running backs that are great.
No, but you're going to need 4 or 5 great receivers.
No, that's exactly. I mean, I think that's the thing with the spread offense is that you see the, you know, you need the receivers, and you can have a great running back there, but you're really going to have 1 because he's going to be doing it. We had Rafael Dominguez, and that kid could fly. He'd get to the outside, and you know, he'd do his thing. So it really worked for Rafi because you could send the guys out deep, and once you got him on the corner, there was nobody stopping. There was nobody catching him. He just did his thing, and
as long as you had a cube that could get it to him.
That's it. It's all about that, too.
It's all about the cube.
It's all about the line, because if the line doesn't protect you, you're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Dallas Cowboys are fortunate right now with that. Cause
they're missing Doug Free, and they didn't miss a beat.
No, they have the 3 linemen. They drafted it, and now all of a sudden, you know, they were supposed to be in the basement, and they're on top of the NFC East, and it's, wow, it's pretty good.
Since their defense isn't as bad as people thought, that
No.
old line is definitely carrying them.
No, it is. So it's one of those things. You give a guy protection like they're giving Romo protection this year, and he can wait a little bit, and Des Bryant's going to eventually get open, or Witten's eventually going to get open. So you may be able to stick with them for the first 10 yards, but that's just the way it is. You know?
Thank God for Williams this year because Des has been semi-quiet.
Yeah, it's been. Yeah.
They got good. It's kind of like Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't pay attention how good Harper actually is because it's all Irvin. That's what's happening with Des this year.
Yeah, you see, well, he's taking all the.
Yeah.
They're all moving over there, and then you can get the
Escobar
one-on-ones
pops
on
out
the
of
upside.
nowhere.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how much talent there is from end to end in the NFL and how much parity there is. Any team could just whoop any team at any time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like my Redskins are going to do against Dallas this week.
You know, I hope they do. But I hope Romo gets a lot of points, though.
Why, you're a fantasy guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like all you are out there.
I'm not a fantasy person. I don't.
Don't be, because you'll just get hooked on it. It's ridiculous. I've been doing it since 99, 98, and our league is awesome. It's a bunch of kids from Meriden and Wallingford that actually moved to different parts of the country, and guys fly in on Sunday before the draft, or not before the season. We have our draft down at Mohegan Sun, and we play golf at Lake of Isles and get a room and do our draft. The draft is the best part. It's been awesome though for 15 years now. Yeah. And it's big bucks. See, everybody throws in $200 to start it off in a 12-team league, so you start at $2,400, and then $10 a transaction, and now we can bid real money on players. So the next thing you know, the pot's like $4,000.
So have you ever won?
Yeah, 4 times.
Yeah, 4 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, in the last 15 years, but if you add it all up, my 200's been covered.
So you're good.
I'm really good at it, but the problem is now everybody's really good at it because of the internet, and now all that information is available. I used to have to look stuff up in the middle of the night, stay up till 2 in the morning looking up how many times Donald Curry got the ball on Oakland compared to somebody else, and I know that he gets targeted so many times that I would pick him up in the playoffs, throw him in. One year, a guy like Donald Curry on the Raiders got me $4,000 because he caught 11 passes from Gannon and didn't even Rich Gannon didn't even get in the end zone. But I won because those were points every time he caught the ball.
They're right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. But you really do enjoy football more. Not because of stress of yes I got a touchdown or no my opponent got a touchdown, but I love every team in the NFL because there's a player there that I'm really interested in what he's doing.
Right.
And you look at the game so much differently. Like you want. Say I have Romo, for example, I want the Redskins to get the lead. Yeah. I could be a Cowboys fan. I still want the Redskins to get the lead, so Romo's throwing the ball in the fourth quarter, not handing it off, 20 times in the end of the game to run the clock. You want him throwing, pile up yardage, pile up touchdowns. You know what I mean? So you look at it a different way.
Yeah.
Or with running backs. You want your guy to pound the ball early in the game, and then
I'm looking at the Master Craftsman. I love it.
With the paint?
No, well that. Just funny how it says Master Craftsman.
I am a Master Craftsman. Challenge me, anybody out there? You want to? I'll paint you. I'll paint the town.
I want to see this. I want to see this wine cellar. That's what I want to see.
Oh boy.
I want to see the wine cellar.
That's on Facebook.
I do want to see.
If you go to on Aaron Simmons' Facebook, there's pictures of that.
All right, I'll go on.
A lot of before and after pictures of a lot of different projects.
That's funny.
And I wasn't here to plug myself. That was him with the.
No, you were here to talk about football, which we did a lot. But the wine cellar thing.
Actually, while I'm here.
Okay, yeah, while you're here, we're down to
bang for the buck. You can't get any better.
You can't get any better than that. So.
No.
And I am wearing a different shirt tonight, so it's like one of those things because everybody,
You always wear the same shirt?
Either a black polo or a white polo. So.
Next time I'll wear my football gear, and I'll actually have time to go home from work because I'm actually going back to work after this. That's why I'm in my duds.
So, well, we wish you guys the best of luck. Your 2 boys for the rest of the way. Hopefully it.
Yours too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I want to thank you for coming on. I'd like to thank everybody again for joining us. Thank Aaron Simmons for coming on. We had a lot of fun with him. Brought back a lot of memories. And just want to say, if you guys want to contact me, WilliamJGannon.com. That's WilliamJGannon.com. And we'll see you again next week. Thank you very much. Have a great night.